Hi, Shannon here with Chattanooga Fashion Expo Alumni Series. And my guest today is Katie Reece. Thanks for coming over, Katie.
Thank you for inviting me.
So I wanted to chat with you a little bit. You've been with us from the beginning. And
yes.
we just talked about it. She's done both CFEs and our French event. So she's been a model for everything, like probably every photo shoot too. And for good reason. So I wanted to talk about your CFE journey. So let's go back to the beginning. Okay. How did you hear about CFE? How did we connect? Tell us a little bit about your CFE story.
Okay, so actually, Darren Wright with Leah Blake's Cosmetics. So I've done some makeup modeling with them, and she brought up last minute they needed a model that was a certain size, height, everything. And she was like, "Hey, Katie." So she sent me a Facebook Messenger, and then she texted me, and she was like, "Hey, Katie, what do you think about doing something like this? I know you love fashion. You've modeled with local boutiques in the area. How would you feel about doing this?" I was like, "Oh yes. Like, what do I have to do? How can I get involved?" So she was really the forerunner that kind of pushed me into it.
She's been such an advocate and an ally for all of this. I came to her in the beginning, to Darren and Leah Blake, and I was like, I want to do this fashion thing. And she laughs now. She's like, when you first came, I was like, there's no way she can pull that off.
Well, you just don't know with the Chattanooga market.
Right? And then she's like, but then you did it. I was like, yeah.
And then you kept doing it and leveling up. Right? So it just happened to work.
Well, and that's because everybody jumped on. And that's why we're doing this series, because it's really important to me to acknowledge the people that jumped in the beginning when we didn't know, if for sure it would work. And you were just like, hey, we're doing a thing. And then all these talented people jumped on and made it possible. And then watching everybody grow has been really fun. So looking back at that first year, any specific memories stand out? Anything? I don't know. How was that first year for you?
Oh.
Because you kind of jumped in. It was last minute.
I did.
I remember we needed a few more like size 2 4s for those formals.
So Darren threw me out. She was like, I need you for 4 more. I was like, I love dressing up. This is perfect. Not a problem. And it was with Romy, so even better.
It was incredible.
Amazing designs, very elegant, forward-thinking fashion. So I loved it. It was very nerve-wracking. I had no idea what to do. I think it was one of the first ones. I showed up before anyone else, so I was super early because that's just my trait. I'm always an early bird.
Which is a good trait.
So it can be, but it makes me nervous because I like to be on time for every event, so I'm early like a crazy person. So I get there, it was great, but nobody was there. So then when everyone starts trailing in, it starts to normalize a little bit. Everyone's very friendly, kind of getting you involved. Here's what you're going to do. Oh, we're going to move you here. Do this. So after that, it was great, but it was nerve-wracking. It was my first time actually I have done some runway walk before, but this was my first time in like a very nice formal fitted gown. And
which is a whole nother thing.
It is.
Right? Walking in a formal and big, tall. I remember Romy wanted like tall heels.
He did. We had really tall heels. I want to say 4 or 5 inches. Yeah. And I'm already like almost 5'10". So it was just one of those things where it was like, whoa. So you were super tall in all these heels. So you're just learning new things, balance. Romy had a particular walk he wanted us to kind of do, so Darren was really helpful. Yeah, we kind of talked about a walk a little bit, and he practiced all of us multiple times till we got it right, so we got to the rhythm, till we got our beats. So it was a lot of fun. It was just nerve-wracking at first, you know, when you don't know what to expect. And they start moving you and trying on certain outfits, and you're like, oh, they want me this one. He's like, not change, swap everything. So it was good, but you're like, wait, was I not good enough for that dress? Like, what happened? And then it's like there's a vision, and they have this look, and so you kind of get to know that. You meet the designers, you kind of get to see a little bit more in depth of what they have going on, and it's bigger than you. It's the whole show, you know.
Right. And I love how the designers bring their own style, aesthetic, and story to the runway. And you got to work with Romy, who's a doll.
He is.
And so that's really cool. So you've been on this whole journey. So then we moved on to the French event, right?
Yes.
Which was in between. And you killed it.
Well, thank you. I had some practice, after that. So.
Yeah. And I mean, you did a great job. So how was that? That was a
really fun event. I think that was great. I think we had a lot of planning go into it. I think we had a lot of really fun,
great energy,
fun fashion. I mean, if anything, we had some local boutiques participate.
Right.
We had local vendors. I mean, I thought that was a great experience.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We practiced throughout the week. It was. I was going to say it was a lot of work, but we practiced throughout the week. I feel like we did a lot of fun promos for that, which was great.
We did.
That was one thing that I think, since I was so last minute the first time, I wasn't involved in like the before. So it was really exciting with the French. I was kind of involved in the before and promo, and they kind of said, okay, how do you feel about this? And I love red lipstick, so I don't have it on today. Yeah. But normally I'm in red lipstick, especially when I'm out and about, even at work. So the French thing, I was like, oh, I got it. They were like, wear red. I was like, you got it anytime.
Awesome. And then you were in last year as well.
Yes, I was.
So was last year a little different for you? Because you walked for Romy again, right?
Yes.
So how do you feel like you grew between like the first time walking at CFE and then the second time in the big show?
So I will say the second time, I felt like there was more. There was so much going on. I had already had the experience. So a lot of the designers I didn't realize I had met before. Like we went to the after parties and I got to know them a little bit outside of just the first show. So then the second show, I was walking like 6 shows. Yeah. Whereas the first one, I did 1 show. And it was just a different experience. It was like, wow, like I got to experience a little bit more.
You got to change looks, and you worked with some of our best designers.
Yes.
Like
I would say I had a lot of really great designers that I worked with, and they all the only thing was we had a little rush with the makeup because we were back to back. But aside from that, everything else was great. Yeah. Everyone, like you said, had their own aesthetic. You know, the slick back look, the shadowy eye. You know, we did all the things. So if anything, I thought it was a rush. It was so exciting, exhilarating. I was going to say exciting, exhilarating is more of the word, but it really got me out of my element. Good. I got to try a lot of different looks, which I really loved.
And you looked great. I went through the video coverage and I was looking at your different looks and I was like, yeah, that was really cool. I love that. I love how the aesthetic changes. It's the same person, but totally different looks for that person.
And that's what I love to diversify.
It's really fun.
Like when I've done different things with Leah Blake, they've kind of challenged me to get out and they're like, these are your different colors, palettes. So it was kind of fun because I got to play within my color palette too. Yeah. And do a lot of different things. And all the designers were like, this is what we think. And I was like, are you sure? And then I'd try on these outfits. And I was like, you're right. Like the confidence just came out. And
I love seeing what other people do with me. Like I love like
exactly.
If somebody wants to put you in something you would never wear, you're like, okay, but
how do you see me?
You're like, oh, whoa, that's a whole different thing, right? Yeah, that's really
fun.
It is.
Certain things you don't think you can pull off, and they're like, no, girl, you got this. And then you start seeing like the photo and video, and you kind of see how you look. You're like, oh, you're right. Yeah. Like I can pull this off, you know. And you get to know the designers, so you get to know their brand. You know how to represent them.
Right.
They have, you know, you learn the certain walk, the certain style. Yeah, how you should hold yourself while you're wearing their clothes, the energy. And so that's really exciting. I feel like I got to play with a lot more this year, which was fun.
You had a lot of colors this year.
Yes, I love color. I'm all about color. So I was like, yes.
So where do you feel like you're at in your career? I mean, you've continued to model more. You enjoy it. You're good at it.
I love it.
Is that something you want to keep doing? Like, do you see yourself in any other sides of this industry or in the fashion or production industry? Because I know you're a creative. You're a talented creative.
So I am a creative as well. So I love that we asked this. Yes, I do want to keep modeling. I do love that aspect of it. But I have my own marketing company. So I love the marketing and promotion. I love like I was saying, I like the before pieces. Even if I'm not necessarily in them, I like being part of help creating and building. But yes, I do want to continue modeling. It's something that I love. I love experiencing and trying new things. And I love working with the different people. I love challenging myself with different walks and different styles and learning new things about myself. I think that's always exciting and helps you build and learn and grow and transform. And that's all you can do. And I feel like that also helps me to succeed in other elements of my life too.
Absolutely. Well, it's a stretch. I mean, I remember the first time I went on a runway, I had never done it before and I was terrified. And I was in New Orleans at a show and then I ended up in an outfit with no top. So I had nipple covers and a huge piece of jewelry. Yeah. And that was literally my top. Yeah. And that's my first time on the runway with no training. I was like, what am I doing? I was terrified. Like, I was shaking backstage. And I was like, wait a minute. You can do this.
Yes.
You know, I was like, just be brave. Exactly. And it was fine. I did a good job and killed it. Just brought the energy and it came. But I was like, wow, I learned that day how hard it was to get yourself out there and to put yourself out there. And you're on a stage in front of all these people. You're walking, anything can go wrong. You're
like, don't trip,
everybody's looking at you. Like, no one is not looking at you. Yeah. The whole room
all
is
eyes
just
are
like,
on you.
Wow. And it's such pressure, you know, but it's so fun.
It's
when
so
you
much
get
fun.
into the moment, it's like having all those eyes is just like powerful.
And I love going from, with the different designers, I love going from like the sassy kind of looks to when you have to be really stern, you know, don't smile. Those are the ones, because I'm a smiley person. So it challenges me to be like, okay, Scarlett O'Hara face, let's go. You know,
or
we
to
can
be
get
demure, or to do all these different looks.
You know, look more stoic. You know, you kind of have all these different vibes and it's exciting.
So one of the things we pride ourselves on is being diverse, you know, having different kinds of people, sizes, colors, ages, all the things. If you were going to say something to a model out there who's like, I want to do this, but I'm scared. Like, what would you say to someone who's like had the bug and they're like, I want to model, you know, like locally or whatever? What would you say to them? Because you had to overcome some fear to do it. We all do, right?
Absolutely. You know, you never think, I mean, I was like, I don't know if I'm tiny enough. I don't know if I fit the look and the aesthetic. And then you come in and like you said, it's so diverse. There's so many different shapes. There's so many women, you know, the confidence level is just all over the place. And it's really exciting. It's really, I would say, you know, go for it. Because what do you have to lose at the end of the day? You know, I've learned that the hard way in my career and in just different areas of life. You have to take risk in life. Right. Good or bad, you have to take a risk. And so to me, it was like the worst thing that could happen, I'll fall on stage, get a few embarrassing pictures, whatever. You know, I'm not famous. YouTube. You know, exactly. Yeah, that's true. I could be YouTube famous. And then I was like, you know, I might make money off that. It'll be okay. The girl with the memes. I was like, okay. So, you know, one thing in my life I've just really taken in is that you just have to take risk in life. Yeah. You know, everything, you know, they say like you got to get out of your comfort zone, but you do. And to me, I feel like I was always pushed. Yeah. I always hate taking risks as a kid. I was quiet in high school. If anyone asked, they'd be like, oh, Katie talks all the time now. What are you talking about? It was like, yeah, but I have to get to know people. I had to get out. And then now I'll just talk to a stranger on the street. But you really do. You have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. I felt like I had a great support system. I had people that really encouraged me, that said, Katie, nothing's going to go wrong. It's going to be fine. And I was like, are you sure? But all these 27 scenarios in my head, I'm like, it could all happen. So, I mean, I leaned in some great people. I got some great advice from a lot of fellow fashionistas in our town.
And that's one thing Brittany and I talked about was the community that is built. Do you feel like you have a community? Because I feel like that's kind of formed.
Community is huge in this area. And for me, I mean, the only reason I would take a risk is because I know I have people around me supporting, encouraging me, you know, to do these things. Because yes, I believe in myself, but we all have moments of self-doubt.
Of course.
And so Chattanooga, that's one of the best things. There's so many local people. They want to see you succeed. Yeah. So many creatives in our area that really do. They're like, wow, you were amazing. Yeah. I had so many people the first time I ever walked in the room, I was shaking. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was sweating and shaking. And I couldn't breathe for a moment. And then, you know, they were like, wow, you did so great. You know, we got this awesome. And then, you know, I started seeing some photos like, wow, I look good on stage. Like, whole time I'm freaking out, the lights beating on me. And I'm like, don't stay in position. Like, don't mess up anything. So, no, we really do. We have a lot of great creatives in our area and a lot of people that really want to see you succeed. They want to connect with you. Yeah. And I've seen that, too, even in marketing, people in my industry. Right. Like, yes, there'll always be some competitors, but there are other people that want to collaborate and partner, and I'm always about that. I've learned that is the best way in life to succeed, is to partner with people, because people are wonderful and incredible when you get to know them.
Yeah, and we all go further when we partner.
Absolutely.
I also, that's one of the things I love about modeling is, I mean, there's very few, let's just be honest, in the modeling market in the Southeast, there's very few people that are going to go to truly go to a national, international level.
Oh, absolutely.
That number's small. But as far as the regional market, what I love about it is, one, like you were saying, the skills you use, the confidence that you learn, the relationships that you build, those are all gifts that you get to carry with you. And you're supporting our local designers who need you. You're literally helping them to sell their wares. And then you're gaining your own confidence. You're learning to walk better. You're learning to present yourself. And then meeting this beautiful community of people that are supportive and kind and funny and all the things. So that's,
absolutely. Like, we've done business in other ways.
It's a win-win, right? Like, it's a win-win. And so you don't have to prepare to be the next, you know, superstar, like international famous model.
But that does not have to happen.
But you can be surprised. You never know, because the market is changing and there's so much diversity now. But I love the fact that in a regional market that it can become a very positive experience for everyone involved. And it's about creatives helping creatives, and then that translates over to other things. You know, I come from film and TV and music more than even fashion. And like, my goal now is to bring production here so that we can use all of you guys who have been modeling and, you know, the dancers that we have in the community and things like that, to bring that into production. And it all crosses over. That's what I love about this whole creative thing, is it all crosses over, and the more relationships we build, the better. And
absolutely.
We're all getting better because of it. So
that's true. We can all learn something from each other.
Absolutely. So thank you for investing into the vision. Like, people like you are what made CFE happen. I had an idea and I did a lot of work, but if people like you hadn't come on and brought your gifts and talents and your energy, she has such a positive spirit. Always. You and Amanda just show up with like smiles and joy and kindness, and it's just such a gift. So thank you for always supporting. I appreciate you, and I'm so proud of you and who you are as a woman. Like, who you are as a woman in this community.
We have to empower other fellow women.
Sometimes beautiful women get passed over and they're like, oh, she's pretty. You know what? She's a lot more than pretty. She's smart and she's talented. And I appreciate you bringing all that to the table. with us. So,
oh, well, thank you.
Thank you for being
I love
here.
it. It's been a wonderful experience.
And all you other smart, talented women, let's go. We need you.
There you go. Yes, amp it up.
Right? We're amping up for this year. Thanks, everybody. Shanna Forstall with Chattanooga Fashion Expo Alumni Series, Miss Katie Reece. Be sure you follow her on Instagram. We'll have it on the bottom of this video.